chop that quote out of context.
I'm going to chop that quote and use it for the beginning of the podcast.
You should just chop it out altogether. Is what you should do.
I'm going to use that for the beginning of the podcast. I'm going to bleep it later. People are like, what the fuck did he just say?
Oh, my God. All right. And then I can go ahead and release that song because everybody will hate me anyway.
If they don't, no, I'm not going there. Hey, Ranhert.
Yo.
You want to give a little plug for Audible and then close out the podcast for us?
Didn't we already do that?
Come on. Just a quick plug.
Man. All right. So audible.com/T-Force podcast. You give us money, and that's always good. But no, if you sign up there for the free 30-day trial, you'll get credit for one free audiobook. The quality's good. I listened to Hunger Games, something I wouldn't have read in the actual paper format, but I listened to it, and it was very nice, and I really enjoyed it. So check it out, sign up, and then we get money. So that's all that really matters. We continue to provide you the quality content like you saw tonight.
So there you go. Why don't you take us out now?
Sure. If you want to call us, you can get us at 203-494, which is 203-493-6723. You can also text us at that same number. We check our texts and our voicemails. If you send them to us, we will include them in our show as long as it's not something like we hate ponophobia, because then we'll just broadcast it all over the place.
Or Badministrator is homophobic.
Yeah, well, that's
I hate you guys so much.
If you'd really like to write like an entire story about how you came out of the closet and how Badministrator last week really made you feel like you took a step backwards as a society, then you could write that to feedback@trinityforcepodcast.com. And or any other email that is League of Legends based. We will check those out and also include those in our show. And then, of course, Twitter at T-Force Podcast or at GG Chronicle or at any of the other Twitters that you probably see on our stream. And that's all we got.
So, yeah, at Visix on YouTube. That is Badministrator's information. So thank you very much for joining us tonight, dude. We do appreciate you on the show.
Yes, thanks.
Yes, anytime, yeah. It's fun.
Are you sure? After what just happened, anytime?
Well, we'll see. We'll see if you guys probably won't ever want me to come back on now.
I don't know. We enjoy your insight. We always need somebody on the show to replace one of the four of us that are gone.
So. Yeah, I'm just thinking the next direction for you is probably going to be some sort of like Annie, getting like molested by Tibbers and shit. Go that route. I think you should go that route.
I need to write molestation music. Is that what you're saying?
Just
like a new
that and the bestiality. It's like a two double-edged sword. You get the child molestation and the bestiality all in one. And he's not even a real bear. He's like a stuffed bear. So, and I think he's got herpes too because he's always on fire. Maybe.
Wow.
Did you really did you sit there for the last half an hour and put the thought into that?
No, I just came up with it, man. At the end of the podcast, I just went with it.
Yeah, no one listens.
I'm like 0 for 4 right now on this podcast, so it's all good.
Your Audible advertisement was pretty good, I thought.
Well, I appreciate it.
Because you read Hunger Games, which you wouldn't have read otherwise.
It's true. I've used that twice now.
I know. I remember it from when I listened to you guys.
Something else.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. We will all catch you next week for Trinity Force Podcast, episode 31. Don't forget to catch us on ggchronicle.com, a new website coming very shortly. And thank Badministrator for coming on his YouTube, wherever the hell you want to find him. You know where to get him. So see you next week.
Later.